welcome back to episode 33 of Retrospective Progression. I'm Aredawg, the creator hero, and yeah, let's dive right into it. I haven't started working on that portion over there because I got a little busy doing something over at the quarry. So let's hop over there for a moment. I've done a little work here, kind of laying out where I want to have the tracks. I did kind of cut into that because I'm also putting out the tracks over here as well. This is going to be a crane that is going to lift the ore cart that's there, swing it over this way, which when it does so, there's going to be a warning, of course, and it's going to drop it right over here. So in that way, the ore can go directly into the large processing unit. Secondly, we have this right here. Now, I was going to keep this as a like a hill, but then I thought, well, how does the cart actually get from the top to the bottom? And that's when I thought, no, I need to change this. So I made this, I'm going to make this into a lift. So I dug down a little bit more. Again, once I get more texturing materials, I'm obviously going to texture it. And right here, I think I'm going to have a nice little building that kind of operates this lift here. Secondly, I did a little work down here of figuring out how all of this is going to work together. So the carts come off here. They can either slide to go straight this way, or they can slide to turn directly into here. And I even decided, you know what? Let's even have it slide to turn over here. So if this they say, hey, we need a cart over here, but we don't have one, and these people are like, oh yeah, we have a cart. We can push out a cart and push it over into these guys over here. The other thing I did is I kind of made a nice little staircase right here, so that way the miners, they could go on the lift as well, or they could have their own way up and down. I definitely am going to put my own stairs here because jumping up and down this thing ain't fun. The other couple things I did was this right here. So I created this retaining wall. I'm not sure if I want this to be like... let's just take this out. I don't think I want this piece right here. But basically have this be a nice retaining wall, and basically this is how the workers can kind of walk up this way. We have right here a entry path or exit path for the carts as they go. I did clean up a lot of trees that are around here, and there was a large area here that I've cleaned up as well. Really? Already? Give me a second. Don't have my bed on me. Go get my bed. Oh, I left it in the immersion. Yep. There's my bed. Now you're probably wondering how I got in this situation. I left it here. Now there is one thing I did notice. When I was trying to do something, I'm not able to get out of the bed. Well, that was weird. I pressed shift and then it did some weird thing there. I'm gonna have to try that again next time. But I'm gonna take the bed with me, because nice to have a bed with me. So yeah, I cleaned this up. This was a hill that was kind of like right here. I made it all nice and neat. I did have some stone that I put in here just to get an idea of what kind of gradient I'm wanting to use for this. There's probably some things that need to be changed right there, but I also did another thing. If we come around this way and we take a look in here, like, again, I've got the tracks coming up to here. I dug this entire thing down because this is going to be where the ore depot is. So I was considering having trucks come in this way and then go out this way. That way, we have a consistent way for where trucks get filled up, and we'll have like bins that kind of are like over here that just kind of load in the ore and the stone and the gravel and the dirt and all that into the trucks, so that way they can head out. But as I was considering it and thinking about this, I don't think it made a whole lot of sense to have it be trucks. Simply because, well, I cleared this area here of trees, so let's just do a quick run. As you can see, it's not too far of an area to go. I got a lot of saplings. I'm not collect you guys. It's not a lot of distance to go to get to here. And again, I do want to clean up some of this location, so that way we can have the boats kind of come in and go out and like set up a nice dock here, a loading dock and such. And so that got my thinking, because of how quick it is to go from there to there. Again, I can see the retaining wall and the ore processing center right in the distance. And when we get to more modern type Minecrafts, like, we're going to be able to see further. So because it's not that far, I thought, why do we have trucks? How did they get here? How did we deliver them to be here? And does it make logical sense? And the answer was no, it does not. So instead, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be changing it from trucks into trains. So we have rail system that'll come out this direction, drop off the load for the shipping yard, and that way, people can come back and forth and get their ores. But it also made me think, well, what are the workers doing? Where do the workers go when they have a downtime? This is part of some of the things that you think about when you're trying to create something that makes sense in your world. And I looked over here. In fact, let's go through this bit of forest. And I noticed that this location right here, if we tore down some of these like little hills, we have a nice little area here. So we tear down this hill, we tear down this hill right here. We actually have a nice little area to have some pretty good houses. So this could be for the miners and their families to actually live. And maybe have maybe some richer folks or the corporate folks kind of living higher up. In fact, I want to take a look and see what it looks like from up there. Give me a second. If we have like a house that's like up here, obviously I'm gonna like kind of make this nice and clean. But we have some low level houses there. Put a little house or something up there. Actually, that right there is part of the mine. Yeah, no, I think that'd be fine. Maybe have a house back here, house back there, get a house over here. There's a lot of potential for housing around this area. So I think this would be great to have like the little community house, housing units, and we definitely would need a store here as well, because again, these people are living here. The boats will bring not only food and supplies, but they'll take the ore away. So obviously the company is going to allow people to have something. So maybe we have like a train depot here, because it's going to need to come from there, train depot, out to there, and then just go straight back into there. So it basically has 3 stops. It has the stop at the ore processing plant, the stop at the train depot here, and they stop at the boats. So that would mean that if we're doing supply runs, we would have the trains running to the ore depot, pick up the ore, drop off the supplies, drop off the ore, pick up the supplies, pick up the ore. Yeah, does that work? It's gonna have to. We're gonna have to do at least maybe 4 or 5 cars for that. So, I mean, it's a small encapsulated circle, and probably you're gonna want to clean that up, and that'll be where we'll have the main port base there. The port will come out there. Our housing will be here. Our small store, maybe a restaurant or two, and yeah, I think our ore mining situation will be here. So there's a lot to plan, but I think I want to go back over to there and do a little bit of building. It's kind of still getting dark enough. I'm gonna try something. I think if I remember, oh, okay, I guess I can't do that. Can I do? Okay, you have to set it on 2 blocks. You can't set it on any others. Now, if I remember correctly, if you are in an area where you're not close to any light, so even though we've got light up there, it's not going to be close enough. If you try to go to bed, sorry, wanted to check that out. Oh, I'm wondering if it's based on spawnable areas. So because there wasn't anything spawnable around me, there wasn't a zombie that could spawn on me, because it would generally tend to spawn a mob if you're in an unsafe location. So I think next time it turns night, I want to try that out. So for my building, I'm thinking there's a couple things I want to do, and looking at what I have in my big spreadsheet of awesomeness, it looks like we only have 6 things that are added in the version that I jumped to. We have 5 of them that were added in beta 1.3, and 1 of them was added in beta 1.4. That one in beta 1.4 is a cookie. Unfortunately, I don't know if I'll be able to get a cookie because I need to get cocoa beans. And in order to get cocoa beans, I need to find a dungeon that is generated with cocoa beans inside of it. Jungles don't exist yet. So I don't think I'll be able to be getting cookies soon. But I will eventually. The other thing I have, of course, I created the bed, and that was the first thing I did. There were 4 other things, and 3 of them are slabs. Cobblestone slabs. So now, instead of just doing this and getting the smooth stone slabs, it's stone slabs. So they're slabs on their own. The other one was, let's grab some. Yeah, let's just do this. Grab some wood here, and we have wooden slabs. That also means our pressure plate recipe has changed from here to here, which is standard now. This is what the wooden pressure plate is right now. That also means that I have cooked some stone here. In order for us to get the smooth stone, we have to do this for stone. And that also changed the recipe for the stone pressure plate. So, yay, a lot of changes. The last thing that we have, besides the redstone repeater, I haven't forgotten that, is we have sandstone slabs. So I have sandstone. I haven't really used it a whole lot, but we have sandstone slabs. Now, I would love it if we had sandstone stairs, but unfortunately, the only stairs we have are still cobblestone stairs and wooden stairs. Those are the only two stairs we have. So, for the sake of argument, I'm thinking right now of doing sandstone paths. Eventually, I may want to change that out for maybe andesite, but for now, sandstone I think is probably going to work. So let's actually just do this. Let's make some stairs. In fact, let's make a bunch of stairs. And we have some sandstone. I am gonna want to do a lot with this. So let me just make a bunch of these stone slabs, which still an inefficient recipe. It's 3 stone for 3 slabs. It's inefficient, but at this point in time, it's the best we can do. I was thinking was actually right here. We're gonna dig this out a little bit. This way we can put down our sandstone. And that's a nice texture right there. And then we will put down our stairs. So that way we have a pathway that allows us to come up here. And then I'm going to need to make some more sandstone, which means I need more sand. I see you over there, sand. And what I kind of want to do also is I want to line the sandstone maybe with some stone slabs. It might look good if we do that. So let's just put this right here for right now. In fact... that down real quick, and we're just gonna do this. We're gonna build this up. And let's see. Yep, okay. We got that built up. So we'll put that there. We'll put that there. We'll have a torch there for now. But I like that. That looks good. It just looks nice and clean. I kind of want to do that with this right here. So let me tear this part right down. Let's just start it from the top. Got that torn down, but quick gear change here. I'll get that started to be built up here shortly. Wanted to quickly gear change to show what happens when you sleep in a bed with no light around to protect you from getting attacked. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. So let's get into bed. Shift again, just for fun. I swear, that worked. There, it was supposed to, like, bring in a zombie or a skeleton or something. Not a creeper. Am I in the wrong version? Was it not allowed to do that? I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some research on that. Whoop, lag. That was weird. Anyway, let's get back to building. Okay, so that is that. We'll keep this at this level because I think this looks pretty good. We'll just probably do this. And then probably do something over here. So I'm gonna go get some sand. So yeah, I think I went a little overboard. um yeah, that last clip when I said I want to get that sand over there. Yeah, I got that sand over there, and after digging out that sand, I'm like, you know what? You know, what'd be a good idea is if I took my axe and I started taking down some trees. So I took down these trees over here, and after taking down these trees, I'm like, you know what? Let's start working on getting these hills down. And so I started working on those two hills that were right here and right here. And look, one thing leads to another. I'm not gonna lie, I did this in a day. The clips were recorded like a day or so apart, I think. So yeah, yeah. And to peel back the curtain a little bit more, I am currently working on my episode, so I know I'm past the 20-minute mark here. And when I was up there and I mentioned how I wanted the trains kind of depot to go, I think I'm going to change it because it doesn't make sense to keep supplies on there just to pick up more ore to drop it. Like, that just doesn't make sense. So we're actually going to have the train come in a counterclockwise as opposed to a clockwise. So that is actually going to be the entry point, and that is going to be the exit point. So I'm going to flip that around over there. It's just going to make it nicer and easier for me. And then as for the housing, I think this size is actually pretty good. I'm probably not going to do like quote unquote richer or more corporate housing. Might trim that one down to make a nice even area here. As for this cave-like structure thing, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I may just leave it as a cool feature. Maybe do a little hiking trail around here somewhere, something like that. Like make it part of a natural park that people can walk to. But the other thing I was thinking about was probably doing a little ghost town, or maybe like have a small pond here in the center. Because I mean that sand groove right here is pretty deep, but that's where the train's gonna go. So yeah, I think the next step for me on this one is figure out the train's path, figure out the housing path, and I figure it's gonna be easier for people to just like walk from over there. So I'm probably just gonna have a nice walking location here, because again, if the train enters in this way and goes out this way, it doesn't make sense that the train is a passenger type train. It makes more sense that it's a just a cargo train, because again, there's not much here. And you know, if I really wanted to get deep into the lore, you know, maybe they have bikes or something along those lines, and maybe that are just really like they really like to walk. So yeah, just want to do a little clip here of this, and I kind of also want to do a little bit of peeling back, because we do need to get working on that Growlie challenge at this point, and I want to show you how I'm going to be working on getting the music set up. So let's switch over to that. We're in the application known as Minecraft Note Block Studio. This one is one that I've used for a bit when I learned about, you know, note blocks and so on and so forth. And There may be a later version that I don't have right now, but this is also a continuation of my Minecraft Noteblock Studio created by David Norgren. So thanks to him and whoever is continuing to support this effort to basically create music in Minecraft. The simple way of doing this is you can use your keyboard to change the notes, or you can click here, and once you have your note, you can just put it in the song, and you take it out. If you right click, you put it in. If you left click, you could highlight a bunch of stuff and delete it, or move it around if it's not in the right place. But I chose to go with a specific song for reasons, and let's just take a quick listen. Let's not do any looping, and let's just go for it. And that's the song. It's Turkey in the Straw. Yeah, I figured I'd do a public domain song because, again, I don't want to get copyright striked. I'm trying to figure out how to do attributions for other things. So, if you see on some of my time lapses or my like quick, traveling through things like my outros, it's generally things off of Epidemic Sound. I use those that allow me to put them in there without I can freely put them in without having an issue. So public domain for me is the ones that I'm really going for, especially when it comes to note block songs, because yeah, I don't want to get hit with anything. I don't need to worry about. I'm just a small time streamer, or not streamer, but YouTuber. Anyway, other things you can do with Noteblock Studio is you can add in different sounds. So if I wanted to, I could change to some of these note blocks, but I don't have access to those yet because I think it's just up to here, and I don't know if I can do this one. I'll have to double check. I don't know if that's allowed yet. But anyway, yeah, this is what I'm going to be using to put my Growlie challenge song together. I hope I have enough room. So yeah, that is what we're going to be doing for the Growlie music channel. Whoa. You all saw that, right? Just trying to go down these steps and all of a sudden... but anyway, the Growlie music challenge, and I don't think this is going to be enough space, so I may need to dig this out more. I took a look at how much it's going to be, and that's the other thing you can do with the Minecraft Noteblock Studio is it shows you how many of each note block you're going to be needing, and then how many note blocks in total. Because again, you need one type per note block, so I'm going to need about 319 note blocks, and I'm going to need more dirt than I am going to need wood. And I think it's about 200 dirt to 100 wood. So about there. I'll get the actual numbers and kind of tell you. But I think I'm going to need to expand this a little bit more because I don't think it's going to be big enough. And I'm going to try and kind of keep it a little bit squarish. I might pop this out here, might bring this out. Definitely gonna bring these walls out, but yeah, this is gonna be a big project. So while I'm going to be working on that, I think this is going to be a good place to end it. I think I have enough dirt to start working on that wall over there, on that side. But yeah, I want to say thanks for coming along with episode 33 of Retrospective Progression. If you liked the video, give it a like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz, and I'll see you next time. Later! Now let's see if I can't get this to work.